Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Kova here, and welcome back to Daily Gossip. If you're not new around here, subscribe to make sure you get these every single day. You're a nice little notification. So, starting off with Joe Allen. Now, he is getting linked to Stoke, as you see on his badge, and they have had a £13 million bid accepted. Now, Liverpool had a $10 million bid from Swansea, which they rejected, saying they wanted 15. Now, apparently Stoke are willing to offer 13. I don't know whether that's up front, and they may add like 2 million on add-ons. I don't know, but a £13 million bid has been accepted for the Welsh midfielder, so he may end up in Stoke. Next up is Christiansen. Now, he's a player who is actually a Chelsea player. Some people may not have heard of him. He's been on loan at Borussia Mönchengladbach for the past season. He's in the process of a 2-year loan deal. Now, they've want to make it permanent now, and they've had a 14.25 million bid turned down by Chelsea, who obviously see him as like a centre back for their future. He is still only 20, so you got a lot of life left in him, and they don't want to sell him. Obviously, they want to see how his loan goes and see maybe at the end of that they might sell him then, but it'd probably be for a bigger fee. So Borussia Mönchengladbach are trying to be like clever about this and get him now rather than wait till the end of like his loan spell and then try and get him when he's probably going to be more expensive then. Next up is Bonucci, obviously not loading up, but this is actually to Manchester United. Apparently, like part of like their Pogba negotiations, they also made an inquiry about Bonucci. It's only an inquiry at these stages. They just want to see whether Juventus would sell and how much so would they be willing to sell him for. Next up is Jordan Amaevi. He's getting linked to the move to Liverpool. A fee of about like 7 million has been touted. That's how much Aston Villa paid. So I'm guessing that's how much they want to get back for him. Now, this might seem a weird one, but Jordan Amaevi actually didn't play that much football last season. He got hit with like an injury or two when he was playing. So he's an injury-prone defender, but Liverpool still considering a bid. That has not stopped Liverpool going for him. I think, if he gets a run of games, he could be a good left-back. You never know. Once he starts playing and he gets a manager who believes in him, and playing in a good team as well could also help him. Next up is Toni Kroos, getting linked with a move to Manchester City yet again, and they are ready to table a £50 million bid to Real Madrid to try and get him to the Etihad. Don't know how real that would be and how much it could even happen to get Kroos to Manchester City. I'm not sure whether it'd be something he'd want to do. At the end of the day, he is playing for Real Madrid currently. Next up is Paul Pogba, obviously the main one getting linked with all summer. Now, apparently, Manchester United have agreed a £100 million fee for him. That's £100 million, not euros, let's not forget. So that would be insane. Breaking the triple figure fee for a player is immense. And it would be £220,000 a week contract for Pogba. And Pogba's agent gets £18.4 million out of the deal, which effectively, takes the actual transfer fee down to about 82 from the 100 million. Obviously, I don't know whether you combine the agent fees and transfers. I'm not too sure on like agency fees, whether they include the transfer or whether they're separate. But apparently, it is a 100 million deal. I don't know whether that includes the agency fees. But even still, that is insane for a player that they let go for free. Next up is Leroy Sané. He is getting linked, obviously, with a move to Manchester City. We've covered this a few times, but they are now close to the £42 million signing of the German winger, apparently, who will get 100 grand a week when he does sign with Manchester City. Next up is Moussa Sissoko. He's getting linked with a move to Arsenal. I think we may have covered this one again recently, but he is getting linked to them yet again with Arsenal, ready to enter the race for the midfielder. But I highly doubt they're ready to gonna pay 35 million for him. Next up is the big one. WIJNALDIUM is getting linked with a move to Liverpool. They have had a £25 million bid accepted, and the player is set to undergo a medical. That may even happen in America, because Liverpool, I think, have either flown or are about to fly to America to start their tour over there. So WIJNALDIUM might move to America to get his medical done and obviously sign for the club. I think, as a Liverpool fan, I'll put my own perspective on it. I think he could be a good player. His form for Newcastle was really patchy last season. He had a lot of good games and he had a lot of bad games. Now, the one thing I would say is playing in a team that bad, you're obviously going to look a lot worse than what you are. And, he was the top goal scorer at the end of the day. I know 4 of them came against Norwich, but even then he still had 7 goals excluding them. The only thing I would say is 25 million is way too much. For a team that got relegated, he signed for 15 million and then played for a team that got relegated. That should mean that his fee should not go up. That's just my opinion. I know prices getting inflated with the big television deal. I'd say price shouldn't go up, but maybe not by that much. Maybe a 20 million fee would have been more suitable. And I don't really see why Liverpool are signing him, and they do not need more attacking midfielders, unless you're looking at, say, Coutinho leaving, and maybe like a clear out, maybe Lallana going as well. We shall see on that one. Next up is another player linked with Liverpool, and this is Talisca. Obviously, his name doesn't come up as that. Anderson Souza, Conceição, however you say that. And he's another player getting linked with Liverpool. Another attacking midfielder, believe it or not, which is really annoying. He is obviously a Benfica player currently. Liverpool are ready to negotiate a £37.5 million deal for him. Now, he is 22, but even still, that is a ridiculous fee for a player that most people will have never heard of. Next up is a deal between two Premiership clubs, and that is Nacer Chadli. Tottenham are looking for a £15 million fee, while Swansea have offered 10 for him. So there may be like a bit of negotiation, and a £12.5 million fee may be agreed. Next up is Mario Götze. It's one that's like, from a different league, and he has gone back to Borussia Dortmund. That has been confirmed. He has made the move back to Borussia Dortmund from Bayern Munich. Them two clubs are really closely interlinked, considering how much they are rivals. That's like, I don't know, say a Arsenal and Tottenham making deals together, or a Chelsea-Tottenham, Chelsea-Arsenal, you name it. The big clubs, Manchester United, Man City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea-Liverpool, all these clubs interlinking. That's the kind of like thing we're looking at, is that Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich are so interlinked, it's unreal. Obviously, Hummels, Götze, to begin with, Lewandowski have all gone to Bayern Munich, and in fact, the other way around as well, you're looking at Götze going back. Hummels originally went to Borussia Dortmund from Bayern Munich, and it's just crazy how closely they are together. But yeah, Götze's completed the move. It's an £18.8 million deal to go back. So obviously that kind of helps Borussia Dortmund a lot, because they've lost a few good players recently. And finally, we end up on Carlos Bacca. Now, this is one I covered a few episodes ago, and the West Ham owner's son on Twitter says that the deal has been agreed with West Ham and AC Milan for Carlos Bacca to get him to be a Hammers player, which, I don't know the legitimacy of the Twitter tweet. I'm not too big on Twitter at the moment, but, apparently that's what's being said on the owner's son's account. Now, that's one thing I would say, not to take too much in consideration with an owner's son's account. But this is what the team will look like. Obviously, a few very good signings coming in. Obviously, Pogba and Bonucci, who are, for some reason, glitching out. I would be interested to see Amavi come back into the Premiership as well. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to Sané. I've mentioned that a few times. And this guy, Talisca, I think he's 6 foot, which is mental. 190. Let's compare that to Chadli, who's 189. I know Chadli's quite big. I think Chadli's 6 foot. So, would be an interesting one. Obviously, you get a Brazilian link as well with Talisca after the likes of Ramirez leaving. And, you can link with Fernandinho. But, guys, I'm not going to babble on anymore. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button. And I shall see you in the next one.